What's up, pod pals? It is your buddy Adam, and you are listening to Podcast Launch Tips. This is the place where you come to learn how to launch a podcast, how to successfully start that show that you've been dreaming of for so long. We're going to end your podcrastination and get your message out there. Today, we're doing a podcast launch strategy jam session with my friend Angel. We met on Clubhouse. I was like, yo, you got to come on the show. I can tell she's got some great ideas. She's got an awesome brand, amazing personality. So Angel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Adam. It's so great to be here. I appreciate you taking the time.
Well, this is what I love to do. Because I remember, I started in the health space and you're in the health space.
Yeah.
And I remember I just had this burning desire in my gut. I'm like, I know I could help more people. I just have to figure out how to do that, how to reach, how to grow my brand's reach in a different way. And I listened to podcasts. I was like, okay, this sounds like a thing. I like to talk. I've got information to talk about. I have people to talk to. And I think I could help more people. And I had some fears of tech. How do I, if I talk into a mic, how do I record it? And how does it end up on Apple Podcasts? I have no idea. So I figured all these things out. And one of the things I love to do now is just help people like you connect those dots. All right. So I think that you're going to have an amazing show just because I know you're an expert in what you talk about. I know that you love helping people, and I know that your personality is awesome. So those are three components of a successful podcaster. So let's just start off with what's your biggest podcasting roadblock? Why haven't we launched a show yet?
Self-confidence is really my biggest obstacle at the moment. I just feel like I'm never ready, and I've had several people tell me, you should do a podcast. You should convert your Instagram lives to a podcast. And I'm like, oof, I don't know. So I just consume a lot of other people's podcasts, hoping that it's going to propel me to do it myself.
Podcasting through osmosis or whatever. All right. So here's the key indicator that should tip you off that you're ready. If you have people telling you that you should have a podcast, that that's huge. That's a real thing.
Really?
So that should be a giant confidence boost to you right there. You have active people that are listening to you, telling you, you know what, I would listen to you if you had a podcast. Maybe they even prefer that, because here's the thing with a show versus an Instagram live or a YouTube channel or a social media post.
Mm-hmm.
With a podcast, people can listen to it in their own time.
Yeah.
At a speed that works for them. I listen to a lot of shows at 1.5 speed, so I can consume more in less time and be more efficient with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with an Instagram live. If they're going to listen to you on Instagram live, they kind of have to be there, because I know not a lot of people will show up for the replays. They don't get to actually interact with you like a live. So the convenience factor, the consumability factor, and then the routine, that's the key. And being in the health space, it's even more powerful, because your listeners will tune in during their walk, during their meal prep, while they're working out, they're listening to you. You're a part of that health routine now, which is even more effective. Like with a business show like mine, obviously, people listen to it while they work out, and that's one thing. But if you have a health podcast that people are listening to while they're trying to be healthy, that just ingrains you as an expert, and the expert positioning just goes to a different level. So is that making sense so far?
Yes. And I actually consume a lot of the podcasts while I'm out and about walking, getting my fresh air, sunshine, and exercise, running an errand. So yes, I see your point. I see your point.
Okay. So we're slowly winning you over. This is good. Come to the dark side, Angel. So who is the ideal person that you would love to impact with your show? Because that's where I always start. When I'm helping somebody launch a show, we build up confidence first, like we've been doing, but then it's all about the audience. Who can we serve? And then we figure out how do we serve them. So who are we trying to serve here, Angel?
I think I'm best suited to serve women who are seeking a healthier lifestyle. Perhaps they're stressed, perhaps they're looking to manage their weight, perhaps they, have heard about a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, perhaps they're struggling with some type of wellness challenges. um Perhaps they're curious, just kind of getting a full spectrum of what's out there in the wellness world. And also women who are seeking, I guess, to expand their horizons in terms of consuming various aspects of a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So to me, the key terms that popped out, like I like it if we can target males, females, like picking one. So the fact that you're like females are primarily who I'm targeting here. Vegan and plant-based lifestyle. I feel like that's the next kind of divider category of where we're niching down into. And then some people can even get into like not only females, but middle-aged females or millennial females or moms, or like if there is some sort of one more category that we can niche into the like focus point wise, whether it's an age group, moms versus, single moms or whatever, like anything like that, because there's a lot of plant-based podcasts out there. But if you can be the plant-based podcast for moms or for stay-at-home moms or for entrepreneur moms or for 40 plus females or whatever, that's going to set you apart. Because especially with a title, if we title it correctly or you do a show description correctly, like that's automatically where my brain goes. How do we stand out in all the clutter of all the vegan podcasts? Like there's tons of potential for health podcasts, but it's like you're either a giant brand, Jillian Michaels, and you bring that, or like Rich Roll, like giant brand. He didn't start that way. He built it through the podcast, but Jillian Michaels is probably a better example. Like Biggest Loser, giant brand, super recognizable, automatic, giant podcast. People like you and me, we have to build our brand and build our community through the podcast. So we have to do what I call become a people's champion. So we have to define our tribe as uniquely as possible. And it can't be the everything for everybody podcast. Everything vegan, come on, come all. Like you really niche that down. And that's a tough lesson to learn sometimes as you get started, but it's every single time it works, especially in this day and age of podcasting. So is that making sense so far?
Yes. However, there's another angle to this, and that is that my thinking is that because I'm offering, plant-based vegan lifestyle coaching, books about going vegan, live events that are not necessarily specifically vegan. However, they are about like a holistic wellness lifestyle. The other angle is that I'm thinking that I actually want to cast a wider net. In other words, for women who are interested in the holistic wellness arena. And I don't know if that makes it even more challenging with all of the others out there, speaking about different aspects of health, because I really want to talk about yoga and, herbs and essential oils and meditation and all of that. And that's not necessarily plant-based or vegan.
Yeah, I mean, I see what I would flip that and take the opposite approach of like the vegan word is the first filter that they pass through. And then you can teach all that stuff to those people. Like it doesn't have to be like, we only talk about being vegan. All of the rest of that stuff applies to being healthy as a vegan. So honestly, I would niche down through the vegan like portal and then teach every bit of what you just said. Because that helps you stand out, and you're that group's resource that they relate to. And they're like, Angel is my girl. She's my healthy, holistic, plant-based, vegan lifestyle guru person that I know she kicks it real. She looks like me. She sounds like me. She lives like me. And that's who I relate to. Like you're the people's champ in that area. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can still talk about all of that stuff, but if you're too broad with the overall show title and show concept in the show description, like that's where you get lost and you end up in this, like, I do about 50 downloads an episode and you're kind of always just there. But if we can niche down and go, this is for, like, I've seen people go super niche, like this be like for vegan, solopreneurs or something like that, or like really dial it in.
Yeah.
If people hear your show title or your show description and they raise their hand, immediately go, that's for me. Like, she just described me. You've got a tribe. If it's too broad, if it's just like the holistic healing podcast, that's going to get lost in the mix a lot. So that's just something to keep in mind. And there's no wrong or right answer. I'm just thinking optimization at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I think you'll grow 10 times faster and be able to impact 10 times more people if you start niche. And the good news is you can rebrand and change everything in the drop of a hat at any time that you want. So spoiler alert, I've changed every podcast name that I've ever launched. Like, all the shows I have now all started with a different name and different logo, different, topic. So, and it's super easy to do and it's not a big deal, but it's like working out. You get in reps, you get stronger, and you start to understand. So you may start as a vegan podcast for 40-plus-year-old females or whatever, and then you start putting in reps and you start talking to your audience, getting audience feedback, and they're like, if you see a certain pain point or a certain topic that just keeps coming up and coming up and coming up, all of a sudden you're like, if I just change one little section of what I'm focusing on, or change my title or whatever, that little 5% pivot will make 100% difference. That's what's happened to me every single time I've launched a show. Like, you have an idea, it's ready, fire, aim. It's not ready, aim, fire, because we get stuck aim, and we never actually have the show out there. So it's, we got your idea, we know who you want to try to impact, and we fire. The show goes out, and then we start getting feedback. Then we aim, we adjust, we rebrand a little bit, change topics, change episode styles a little bit. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and it's not hard to pull off at all. So does that help at all? Like, this isn't all or nothing, a one shot deal.
No, I like that, because the title I was thinking about, to kind of keep it so that people don't, think, oh my gosh, she's only going to talk about veganism. I was thinking to call my podcast A Yummy Lifestyle. And I'm a yummy vegan. However, I was thinking to keep it broad and kind of loose and, not too specific about veganism, because I don't really want it to be specifically about veganism. So I'm thinking to call it A Yummy Lifestyle.
Yeah. What I would do, I love your yummy vegan. Like, that's what you are. Like, that's in my brain. And we've only been interacting for like less than a week, or, a week or so. And like, I know you as the yummy vegan. Every time I see you on social media like that, you've done a really great job branding that and just ingraining that. And I run across a lot of people on Clubhouse, a lot of people on my podcast, and a lot of people on social media. And I remember Angel, the yummy vegan. That's there. So I like that. I like that as a show name. If we can get the word woman or female, something that signifies that that's kind of who you're targeting and who you are, like becoming a yummy vegan woman, or transforming the yummy vegan woman, or something, the yummy vegan female podcast. None of those are really just like bowling me over with excitement, but something, if we could have something in there, I think that will help. But then in the show description, in one of the first lines, like, obviously this is a show for blah, 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 but great news, we go way deeper than just being a vegan. Like, that's where we drop some of that knowledge in there. We pull them in and they go, oh, this is for me, but wait, there's more. And, we're also going to be talking about this and that and the other. But I think being a vegan and living a plant-based lifestyle it's like, that's a commitment, and people need a tribe, and they're going to look for that tribe. So I think that you give them the place to be, and then they learn about all that other stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It's like a book club, and they show up because they have some sort of through line. But they
Yeah.
learn about a whole bunch of different things from different book
Yeah.
topics. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I like that. I think I'm gonna have to meditate on a topic here because, or a title rather, because I see where you're going and I appreciate you really trying to, zoom in here. And because I just thought, oh, I better keep it loose because I might, uh, basically scare some people away.
Well, everybody has that thought, Angel, and we think it's the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
FOMO,
Yeah.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
FOMO,
But
I
here's
know.
again, this is I'm unafraid to have this discussion because you need to hear this. The right people will listen.
Yeah.
If you don't want everybody, you want the right people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You want your 1,000. I don't want 10,000 wrong people. I want 1,000 true fans. I want
True.
I want the yummy vegans listening in,
Yes.
or the wannabe yummy vegans.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
maybe that's becoming a yummy vegan. I
Yeah.
like that episode. That kind of hits a little bit.
I love
Um,
that. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Welcome to becoming a yummy vegan. I have to
love
make
that.
sure it doesn't spell something like an acronym. I always
Oh, that's true.
BAYV. So we're safe. We're gonna make sure it doesn't spell like poop or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I've done that before. People are like,
Good
wow,
point. Good point.
that spells ass. You shouldn't title that.
Yeah,
your
no,
show.
yeah. Let's skip that one.
So
Yeah.
we're good. Becoming a yummy vegan. I like that. It doesn't have the word female in there, or maybe becoming a yummy vegan woman. That sounds kind of good too. Like that. That's easy to say.
Yeah.
I like titles that say exactly what it is.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
And I like the word.
It takes the guesswork out of it.
I like the word becoming in there.
Mhm.
That's that infers that you're going to help them get there.
And it is
for
a
the
journey.
people.
It is a journey. I consider myself on a journey. And, when I talk, in Clubhouse or on Instagram, when I'm doing conversations and lives, I always refer to this as a lifestyle and a journey.
All right. We got a comment out of the Facebook group here. Let's see here. Jessica says, becoming a yummy vegan for midlife 40+ women and beyond. Very
Oh
nice.
my gosh, very niche. Thank you, Jessica.
We've got a branding person out there.
I love it.
That's why I love going live. So yeah, like that. So becoming a yummy vegan, and that's called a subtitle, like the rest of it. And that's the other thing is, I love for midlife 40+ women and beyond, anything in that sort is keyword rich. And here's the cool thing is, if you wanted to, you could make that in your host the only place that whole thing is listed, because that's where it's really important keyword wise. So when you're posting it on social media, it's just becoming a yummy vegan. It's not the long title. It's just, your show art, becoming a yummy vegan. But in the host, it's the longer title with the subtitle that has the keywords in it. I love the 40+ women and beyond. Like that hits it.
Yeah,
So
that's me. That's me.
I would consider that. So does that make sense what I just said, as far as when you load it up, I host in Libsyn, I would put that full title there. And when it's in Apple Podcasts or Spotify, when it shows up, that whole title will be there. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you don't have to put that if you mention it on social media, or your official name is becoming a yummy vegan. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. And I love how you kind of, you talked about the search functionality, the SEO and all of that, because of course that's super important.
It's huge, because that's the other way that you stand out. That's the way that you win the game versus the big name brands, is having the right titles. So episode titles. A great tip that I picked up off of Clubhouse is people are like, you got to go into Google and think, what is the how do I question or how to question that somebody would enter into Google to find out about what your episode's about. So
I do that.
And then you title the episode that question. How, for me, how do I pick a podcast microphone? How do I pick a podcast host? I've got episodes coming out. Those are the names.
Or a podcast name.
Yeah. How do you figure out your podcast name? So those how do I or how to questions, those are really SEO friendly
Totally.
episode titles. Okay. So we're building confidence up. We've talked about who you want to impact. We started talking about, titles, things like that. When it comes to like you have coaching services,
Yes.
this is an important topic to bring up.
Yes.
I feel like we need to have things in place for expert positioning for you. And so let's just start there. And then obviously greasing the wheels of monetization, like being able to pick up more clients. This is an important thing. And you can totally set this up. I think you're set up with your coaching services and with your brand. Like this is going to be the thing that is the rocket fuel that the Yummy Vegan just dumps in on their vegan burrito here. And we light it up. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to those things, like the monetization aspect, what style of episode is going to be important, the expert positioning. So what I don't want you to do is just interview other people.
Yeah.
I think you can do that. That's a great part. Other vegans, especially like if you're like, Adam, who do I start off with interviewing? I'm going to introduce you to about 3 or 4 podcasters that are vegans that I want you to interview them first, make friends in hopes that they will eventually invite you onto their show. That's the best way to do it. And that way you've got a new contact, a new pod pal that's a vegan in the vegan space. It's shared community. You scoop up a little bit of their audience. They scoop up a little bit of your audience. It's an awesome way to do that. But then I want you to do some solo episodes. Like I want you to drop some knowledge, just like an IG live on a topic. So that would be incorporated in there. But then I want you to do some sort of coaching episode as well, like exactly what we're doing right here. So for me, for this brand, for Podcast Launch Tips, this allows me to do what I do best. Think on my feet, add value, help people get past their podcast launch roadblocks. Yeah. So this positions me top of mind as an expert in doing these things for people that haven't launched yet, that need help. I'm the brand they're going to go to and start learning from. I've got almost 50 episodes now of this show. Like this is what we're talking about. It's a great resource. And when people are ready to invest, I'm top of mind as a resource for investment to get their show launched or for editing, production, or whatever. So same thing for you. Pulling people out of the audience and going, we're going to do, like I like the term audit. It doesn't always work in the health space, but I feel like the vegan lifestyle audit, or like you pick 2 or 3 zones of your genius and you go, so for like anything in health, I think you can go mindset, like nutrition and or fitness. So it could be mindset, nutrition, fitness. And you like, where are you at here? What are you struggling with mindset wise? What's the biggest roadblock fitness wise? What's the biggest roadblock nutrition wise? Yeah. And then you drop knowledge. You just coach. You have them fill out information like you filled out for me. So you got a little bit going in, where they're at, and you have an idea of how you can help them out. Yeah. You do this. Like I have a lot of people that do what we're doing and they'll hire me for services, but I have even more people that listen to the show week in and week out. And all of a sudden they're ready to go. I'm the first call they make. And that's even better. So it's kind of a 2-pronged expert positioning approach. It's great for networking, turning ideal listeners into ideal clients or potential clients, things like that. But like with your personality, again, we've interacted a total of 2 times now. And I already know, like, I can tell you're good at making friends. You've got a very warm personality and you're easy to talk to, Yeah. So I think that coaching episodes, I think you do great. So any thoughts on those 3 types of episodes, or what were some things that you were thinking episode style wise?
Yeah, I was thinking the solo expertise and the interviews. I had not thought much about the live coaching sessions. And I know that, that's something that you do, obviously, and I've listened to yours since we met. And so I think that's super powerful. I honestly feel like that,
It's great content.
Yeah. And it's real. It's real. It's not just me talking about, a vitamin B12 or protein or, meditation.
That's all good, but I want people to see Angel thinking on her feet and being a coach.
Yeah.
So that's different. It's even another level of expert positioning.
Yeah.
It's like you doing a solo episode, that's expert positioning, but somebody firing questions at you or whatever, and you just answering and coaching on the fly.
Yeah.
That's coaching expert positioning.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
sponsored that show with an intro and an outro about your coaching services. And that
Yeah.
just keeps you top of mind. It's not like the floodgates are open. They might,
Yeah.
and I would love that for you.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
20 episodes in, 30, 40,
Yeah.
people are hearing this and they're like, oh, I'm ready. Beginning of the year, like perfect world. I'm saying, Angel, let's get your dang podcast out there during the holiday season so that you've got traction by January 1, 2022. Because that's what, I mean, my downloads in my health show always just like exploded in January because people are looking for resources. So that being said, our friend Jessica over on Facebook says, I trust Angel after only 10 minutes.
Oh,
so,
thank you, Jessica.
so,
That's so sweet. Thank you.
So
Jessica.
you've got what it takes to do this. Now, here's the other cool thing. You don't have to be like live on social media or anything when you're like we are right now. It's cool, but like starting out, this could just be you and that other person on Zoom, and you're recording it and you're jamming out. So it's not like a big deal. But the other cool thing, like when I launch somebody's show, I put a challenge out there. I go, hey, like one of the videos I haven't watched, I talk about my 52-week content challenge. So I go, all right, we need 52 weeks of content, just topics. It doesn't have to be in the right order or anything like that.
Yeah.
So now here's the cool thing. If you're doing solo episodes, you have to think of 52 things you can talk about. Yeah. But if you're doing interviews, you go, all right, that's 26 things that I can talk about and 26 people that I could talk to.
Totally.
If you add in coaching, we divide, that now it goes into thirds. Yeah. And if I was really smart, I'd know what 52 divided by 3 is, but I don't. So
let's all get a calculator.
It's like 16, 17, something in that range. Yeah. So I don't know. So that's I think about 17 point something, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. All right. I'll run the numbers later.
Yeah, it's 17. Yeah.
All right. See, you're smarter than I am. That's why you should have a podcast.
No, but it is 17.
So that is that makes things even seem more doable. You know what I'm saying? Because the coaching episodes, you don't have to come up with anything to talk about there. They provide the questions, or they provide just like what we're doing here. What's the main pain point? Okay. And then you start teaching. This whole conversation for the last 27 minutes has rolled from what's keeping you from launching your show. And then away we go, So, 17 people to talk to, 17 things to talk about, and 17 people that want to come out of your audience and learn from you. It sounds like you already have a demand for that off your Instagram lives. This is simply, announcing that on Instagram lives with a little sign up link going, hey, hit the link in my bio, get signed up. I'm pretty sure that's how you got signed up for this, because we were interacting on Clubhouse, same thing. So this is a great example. How we've met, how we've been able to interact. We just duplicate that for your show, and you're impacting people. And I think if you just kind of put your head down and go, all right, 1 year commitment, every week, something's going out, you're going to see a transformation in your business that's going to impress the heck out of you over the next year. So those are my thoughts. Any final ideas, thoughts, questions for us here today, Angel?
I really love the way you broke it down, because I'm already at 91 Instagram lives with other people, not just myself. These are all conversations. Some of them are over an hour. They're all there for the world to see. So there are 91 of them posted. And I do regular live coaching just off the cuff on Clubhouse. So people show up with all kinds of situations, and I'm there for a couple of hours,
Yeah. So it's already there.
Going with it.
You're already doing it. And we can even record Clubhouse rooms and break that up into episodes. Like it's very doable, very easy. So I think you've got all the components. It seemed like confidence was the thing that was holding you back a little bit. And I shoot people straight. Like that's like, we haven't known each other that long, but like, I will tell people like, that is a terrible idea. Like if it's a bad idea, the worst thing for me to do is lie to somebody. They go out and do it, and then they realize, oh, that is a terrible idea. I think you've got the factors that really make a great podcast. And just what you just told me there about all your lives, all those connections, you've got 2 years worth of guests already ready to go. More than that.
didn't think about that.
you know, and all these coaching episodes, like that's just the proof is in the pudding. Like you're already doing this. So,
Yeah.
so that's those are my recommendations. I've got a bunch of bonus notes that I'll send your direction. I don't want to dump too many ideas on you. So obviously you've got a brand. I want to use this last minute or so here to kind of spotlight your brand. Where do people go? Website, if they want to contact you, Instagram, Clubhouse, where do people get into your world at there, Angel?
Thank you, Adam. Well, first of all, I just want to say, a huge thank you to you, to your audience for giving me this opportunity. Everyone can find me with my coaching, my books, my live events on Instagram. My handle is A Yummy Vegan. Clubhouse, the same, A Yummy Vegan. And my website is ayummyveganlifestyle.com.
Outstanding. Well branded indeed there, Angel.
Thank you.
All right. So make sure you guys dive into Angel's world. If you want to do a podcast launch strategy session just like Angel, you can just DM me on Instagram at Podcasting Business School. My email that you can reach out to is podcastingbusinessschool@gmail.com. And I do quite a few of these. So I don't have the live link on my website anymore because it went crazy and I was doing these all day, every day. So I'm finally caught up and we're good. So yeah, reach out to me via email, interact with me on Clubhouse, hit me up on Instagram. I'll put the important links in the show notes. And Angel, I can't wait to see you get your show out there. All right, my friend.
Thank you so much, Adam. And thank you so much to your community.
All right, everybody. As always, I hope this episode inspired you to get your message out there. And I will send you out into the world wishing you health, happiness, and many downloads. We'll see you next time.